Moving on to another 2:30 matchup. I think this game is going to be overshadowed by the two bigger ones in the day, right? You've got Bama, Georgia, which we will get to. Okay, you've got Oregon, Penn State, which we will get to, both at night. This is the 2:30 matchup um, on ABC between LSU and Ole Miss. A great, great SEC game. At which point you've got LSU coming in ranked fourth in the country. Ole Miss is 13th. According to ESPN, holy crap, 73% chance for Ole Miss to win the game. And they are favored by 1.5 at home.
Yeah, you're never going to overshadow the Magnolia Bowl, man. This is one of my favorite games in the SEC play, especially in the Kiffin era. This game has been so much fun over the last handful of years between Ole Miss and LSU. Look, I get where some people are leaning Ole Miss in this. Let's call a spade a spade. That LSU offense has not been very impressive. Now, it came out that the Nussmeier's been playing with an injury. Well, let's point out another thing, right? LSU's defense has been good. Like they are actually legitimately very good. Man, I've struggled back and forth on this one. But at the end of the day, man, Brian Kelly is a fraud in big games. Like, let's just call it what it is. I know you guys have been beating this drum forever, and I've been a Brian Kelly defender for the most part. I genuinely do think he's still, not many coaches have made it to a national title game before. You know what I mean? And I know he only made it to one, but he made it there. But after watching Marcus Freeman do with Notre Dame last year, what no coach since the BCS era could do, which was win a major postseason game. And he didn't just win one, but he won three of them before losing the national title game. Brian Kelly couldn't have done that with Notre Dame. They would have beat Indiana, and then they would have turned around in the next round and got beat by Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. That's what would have happened. They definitely wouldn't have beat Georgia and Penn State on their way to a national title appearance. Lane Kiffin, on the other hand, man, that guy's got some dog in him, especially when you got to come to his stadium. All right. I like Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss to win the game.
Wow. Wow. I know Chase when he watches this and we tell him about this video is going to be so happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chase has been wanting me to turn a leaf on Brian Kelly for so long. I think it actually makes him angry every
I
time
think it does too. Yeah. Same thing about me and USC and well, I guess both USC, South Carolina, and Southern Cal. But back to this game here. Ole Miss beat Tulane 45-10. And they beat Tulane so bad, I might add. He was throwing oops on the sidelines to celebrate mid-game. I mean, name another coach that's doing that and having that much fun while he's doing it. The players love him. The fans at Ole Miss love him. Every college football fan either loves him or hates him. There is no in between whenever it comes to Lane Kiffin. I personally love him. I hate Brian Kelly. After watching that, I don't know if you watched the Netflix doc on LSU that came out right before the season. I hate him even more. I do. I don't think, just like you said, he can't win the big ones. I've said that time and time again. I don't buy that Nussmeier was playing with an injury because if that were the case, he wouldn't have played their last game against a community college. I think he would have just sat that one completely out, got completely healthy, especially when you have a game coming up the very next week against Ole Miss. I just don't think that you play in that game if you genuinely are hurt. And he could have been. I mean, it could have been a nagging injury. I don't know, but I'm not buying it. I don't see any, hard facts that says he was. Um, I'm going Ole Miss in this one too. They're at home. That place is going to be rocking. And I just don't trust LSU's offense.
Well, and here's something just to bring up, just to play devil's advocate for a minute. It didn't look very great against Arkansas, who just got done losing to Memphis. All right, and they played Arkansas in Oxford. So just saying, again, I'm with you. Ole Miss is winning this game, especially when LSU's best win and what I was really hanging a hat on them for was beating Clemson 17-10 in Death Valley. All right, well, Syracuse just beat them by more than that in Death Valley. So,
Right.
how great was that 17-10 win?
And I just want to say this about Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. Um, their starting quarterback goes down, right? And all of a sudden, you got freaking Trinidad that's putting up video game numbers who came from Division III last year. There's 140 FBS teams. And out of all teams, Ole Miss was like, that guy. Lane Kiffin said, I want him in Division III. Not another Division I, not even Division II, Division III. And this kid is a freaking baller. I just wanted to shout that out. He had 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 112 yards rushing against Tulane. Just an unbelievable game. So shout out him and shout out Lane Kiffin and that explosive offense for being able to produce quarterbacks that put up these kind of numbers. But me and Quinn both are going Ole Miss. I know Chase is going Ole Miss because he's a Lane Kiffin lover. So that's
And a Brian Kelly hater.
and a big Brian Kelly hater.
He'll be the captain of that club, to be honest.
Yeah.